what are your recommendations like for someone that is either just getting started or someone that maybe is a master at it?
Like I said, the synergy in the beginning, start creating that video content, start reaching out to other business owners to either interview them or meet with them, people that are not necessarily in your industry. But I would definitely recommend going all the free ways as possible with the content, marketplace ads, and all those online based things that you can do free. And then once you start closing some deals, then doubling down on actually some ad spend and things like that with Facebook.
I love it. Welcome to Business Insights with Matt Milia. I'm your host, Matt Milia. And in this podcast, we'll talk about the real, raw, uncut business success secrets you won't find anywhere else. Follow my journey from entry level to CEO. We discuss real actionable items you can plug into your business right away. To subscribe to our weekly top tips, you can go to www.mattpodcast.com and join our community of elite high-level performers. And if you're interested in our inside sales company, you can go to www.appointmentstoday.com to jump on a free strategy call. And now, stay tuned for our podcast. Hey, everybody. What's going on today? Happy Wednesday. You are here for episode number 14, Business Insights with Matt Milia. And in today's episode, we're going to go through the 74 most effective swipe file funnels. And Peter actually has them 100% memorized. Totally kidding. But we're going to talk a lot about marketing today. And I want to open it up to JJ and Peter, who are both owners of Revival Marketing. And JJ, if you would tell everybody a little bit about yourself and just a little about your journey.
Awesome. Thanks for the invite, man. Really appreciate it. So,
absolutely.
Started with marketing around 4 years ago, and this was when I was playing college basketball out here in Pacific University out here in Oregon, and started doing it really small scale with small businesses. Had a clothing line that I started marketing where we sold a lot of hats, and really started implementing it with the different niches to date. And then after working with multiple industries, quitting basketball and school and all that stuff, I decided to take the entrepreneurial journey pretty seriously. And that 4 years later started Revival Marketing, and around 6 months ago, and got my real estate license and talked with, it was funny because when I got started with EXP, I talked to my girlfriend's dad about it, and he's like, you need to, and he's in San Diego, I'm not an agent yet. And he got me super stoked about EXP and all the different income streams, the model and all that stuff. And I was like, cool, I gotta try this out. So I looked up the top 10 income earners in EXP, and Jay Kinder was one of those names, and interviewed a couple of them, liked Jay Kinder a lot, and then got the license in June and started running with it. And at the same time, I knew it was really important to start marketing more on Facebook. And with that marketing background, with doing focused on advertisements and the social media marketing industry with different niches, I wanted to give real estate a try. And so we started testing out with 40 agents after seeing a lot of success with me. And from there, we've just been working super hard to bring on more agents, and we work with around 192 so far. So it's been a fun, yeah, dude, it's been a good start to the year so far. So
192 agents. Wow, that's a lot in a very short amount of time. So yeah, you guys are doing things the right way. And I mean, the leads have been great. So I mean, I can speak from experience. We got a client that's in Hawaii that we're killing it for. And he's starting to see a lot of traction this month with the leads. That's awesome. So Peter, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, maybe not quite as interesting, but I'll try and follow that up. Yeah, so I got into marketing about the same time 4 years ago, not related, but yeah, got into it, started doing like social media management and delved into Facebook ads with a restaurant chain. And I did that for about a year and a half, 2 years. And then from there, parted ways with them and was starting to do stuff for realtors because I just saw how great of an opportunity it was. And it just seemed like a great way to be able to help people out. And then connected with JJ about a year ago. And then we were kind of testing for a while because we wanted to make sure, as he was saying, we tested with a bunch of people. So when we wanted to come in and really deliver, we'd been testing. So then 6 months ago, really started to ramp it up. And yeah, that's kind of been short and sweet, but that's been the journey.
I love it. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Kristen, what questions did you have kind of as far as with the marketing side of things?
Yeah, absolutely. The one that I do have, Matt, and this is kind of off the cuff, but you've helped 192 realtors. That is a really, that's impressive. Okay. Wow. But my thing is, what kind of objections do you get from realtors about starting this? Like do you say like, do you try to tell them like video ads work better or do picture ads work better? What advice do you give these people that like anybody could do?
Very good question. So to talk about video content real quick, and this is super important. And when they hop on a client or as a client with us, or if they don't, we still give them a content calendar. So like a 30-day content calendar on some of the different things they should implement on the content side, because content branding is a little bit more long-term. But if you can put your foot in the door and do it the right way, and do it, when I mean the right way, consistently and authentic, you're going to be able to double your business, especially if you have leads coming in as well. Those things go hand in hand. So to talk about a piece of content real quick, I like to do content on a personal side for the real estate side of things. I like to do, or what I've started working on is interview like restaurant owners in the area. And so like an example of how I would start that is I would reach out to a whole bunch of different restaurants and say, hey, I love your business. I love your food. I come in once a week or whatever it is. And I'd love to interview you and blast you out to my audience, things like that. Because the reason why I like to do that is because more than likely they have a good audience and they'll recommend me to other people. And it's fresh, it's not something that everyone does. You don't see a lot of videos like that. And with our content calendar that we give people, we try to stray away from, open house this, just listed this, motivated seller this. We really harp on copy as well. The importance of, instead of just check out these white, clean finished countertops, you can say something similar to the lines of these immaculate white countertops that your kids will be sitting at in the morning right before you're cooking breakfast or something. So copy on that is really important as well. So like I said, those kind of things, video and the copy of things go really hand in hand.
I love it. So you're painting a picture to evoke an emotional, to really get that emotional gain from them, because they look at it and then they can picture their family there. And then you talked a little bit about restaurant owners, and that's pretty cool because that really plays to everybody. It's not real estate specific. You're not hammering somebody over the head with, go look at this beautiful, 2-story home. And you're being authentic, you're being original. But at the same time too, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that if you've got a home, if you have someone that is a friend of that restaurant owner, there's a high likelihood that they're going to be like, I'm going to share my friend's video. Look at this. Yeah, he's up on, Facebook. He's up on YouTube. Wow, this is great. They're going to share the video. The more they share it, the more people that it will get in front of. Would you say that that's sort of how you guys have seen some growth, AJ?
Yeah, exactly. it's good to partner up with the different industries because, you know, we're all here to grow together as much as we can, and the more people you can bring with you, the better.
I love it. Why? So, Peter, I'm gonna ask you. I mean, why marketing? Like, what was it that got you? I mean, I love marketing. We've had a lot of marketers that have come through on our podcast, and I mean, for us, I think that it's probably the biggest obstacle that most people have today is standing out in an industry that there's a lot of competition. We're competing. So I mean, what got you the most interested in doing marketing, and how did you find yourself in the real estate sector?
Yeah. Great question. I think it was the fact that just how much you could help real estate, because you're right. Like people do have a hard time. Like obviously you have to follow up with leads. You've got to, you know, if you're in KV Core, you have to figure out that there's so much for you to do that having to market at the same time, it just felt like it was two completely different jobs. So I just thought that the ROI to be able to help, especially with Facebook being such a great platform right now. I mean, you know, in 5 years, Facebook might not be the way to go, but just with how cheap you could get leads right now, it just really excited me to kind of hop in. And as for the real estate side specifically, I think it was talking to JJ that kind of got me into it, because I was talking to him in kind of his beginning stages, you know, getting his license, kind of starting that up. And I was like, oh, that would be really interesting. So then I started delving into it. It got me really excited. And then I just hopped in hardcore, you know, was getting mentors, was, you know, getting trainings, just kind of making sure I was understanding the industry as well as how to market in there.
Is that when he was an NCAA college basketball hoop star? Did you like find him on television, and then you were just like, man, like I got to reach out to this cat right here? Is that how that happened?
Yeah, I had to reach out to him. It was March Madness, so he was pretty busy, but I got a hold of him.
Did you really play March Madness, JJ?
No, dude, no, I didn't play.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, man, like I got a celebrity on here. You left it out of your bio, man. All right, I love it.
JJ, how tall are you? If you don't mind me asking, since you're college.
I'm not crazy tall, but just 6'2".
You've got to be really good to be 6'2" and play ball, though. The skills have to be major. You know, it's not like the guy who's 6'8" running around. So that's very good. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And if I could piggyback off of Peter real quick with the marketing side of things. So in my opinion, marketing is more of it's a fundamental business. It's always going to be around. People are always going to buy stuff, whether it's on my Alexa home or like a, you know, AI, whatever. It's people are always going to be buying stuff, and people are always going to be selling things. And with it being fundamental, it's going to be everlasting. There's different tactics within marketing, right? An example of that, it could be messenger bots. That's a pretty tactical marketing. The reason why I say that is because messenger bots won't work if Facebook is down. And there's other things to that, like, and my last example is Instagram growth, right? People 2 years ago could do a whole bunch of Instagram growth, not necessarily pay for followers, but be able to boost their pages crazy. Like I was able to go from like 500 followers to 10,000 in the span of 3 months. Real followers. Like I was on my phone, follow. Like they're like that. But all that stuff to say was a tactical movement, and now you can't do that, and it put so many businesses out of business. So that's why I really like marketing if you're doing it in a fundamental way, to where, an example, advertising is fundamental. It's long term. Everyone's going to advertise. Everyone's going to buy stuff like that. So just wanted to piggyback.
No, I'm glad you did. So wait a minute, 10,000. I mean, that's a lot. So did you do the whole? I did the Growgrass thing. Like, I mean, everybody knows Growgrass is. There's an option to do Growgrass. Have you ever done Growgrass before? Have you tried it?
I haven't.
Good for you. So let me give you guys my experience real quick with Growgrass, and it's kind of funny because at the time I had some mentors that said, "Hey, this is the way to go. Do it." And look, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. You do get some followers, but I also noticed I got a ton of bots. I had a bunch of people following me that weren't even real life people, and it was funny because I would notice their same comment would come out every single time. Nice photo. You should be on radio. I mean, it came out every single time, and I'm like, man, like that's kind of hurtful. Kept seeing it everywhere. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? But it was the same comment every single time. There was like a little fire symbol, and I'm like, it's not. There's not a genuine. They figured out a way to trick the system, and I mean, I've seen people get shut down for using some of those on Instagram. So I pretty much just totally stopped. I still have almost the same amount of followers, and I mean, I think I'm close to 4,000 now. But I would love to say that they were more organic and more, even that I actually, reached them through what I was putting out there. But for you guys, I mean, with real estate, what do you think is like? Where do you see the industry going as far as different social media platforms that people should be focused on? Aside from, I know Facebook's a big one of them, but is there any other ones that you guys have seen just success in from what you're doing?
I think I would say YouTube is pretty undervalued right now. Okay. And the reason for that is because, there's so many people on YouTube. I'm never going to get views, things like that. And it's crazy how if you have synergy on all the big platforms like the Instagram, the Facebook, the LinkedIn, all that stuff, if you have a pretty good brand synergy with everything and good SEO, good keywords, and everything aligns, then it just boosts your reach. So I would honestly say that YouTube is pretty undervalued in the real estate industry right now. There's a lot of people, there's a good amount of people doing it, but I think there could be, I mean, there's 2 million agents or something like that in the US. And you only see.
JJ, what do you see them doing on it? Is it like free tips on how to paint your cabinets? Are they doing stuff that's like people search out how to get your home ready to sell? What are they putting on there? Or is it just listings? What do they do?
I see just more listings. Here's who I am. I'm doing an open house. You don't see a lot of real estate agents doing like walking by the best restaurants in the city for a 15-minute period. You don't see them going to a neighborhood where they sell a good amount of homes, wherever that is, and just walking through, here's what this area looks like, here's some of the schools, things like that. It's just it's more real estate targeted, but it's a little bit more tasteful. And not as much lifestyle. Like I feel like at least it should be at the very minimum 80-20 split of 80% business and 20% lifestyle. But I mean, I think if you even go at a 50-50, you have a better shot of really connecting with the audience you're trying to connect with.
That's phenomenal advice. So because a lot of times people are so afraid to show their personal side when they're doing these things. And at the end of the day, I mean, it all boils down to I think a lot of agents are afraid to put their face to camera. And I used to be one of those agents. I used to be someone that was afraid to go on camera. I mean, a couple of years back, you'd tell me to go live or put a camera out. I'd be like, oh, that's crazy. I'm not doing that. But once you get over it, it's game over because people start knowing who you are. I've had this going now with the podcast for a little over 4 months consistently. And I have people coming in all over the place saying, whoa, what are you doing? I've seen you all over Facebook. Whoa, what's going on? I see you all over social media. I had somebody yesterday tell me, he's like, hey, I'm not even on social media. I've been running so many appointments. I've been crazy busy. Yet I've seen you on different social media stuff. What's going on? What do you got going on? So you got some video thing going on. They don't exactly know what it is, but it's building up, it's creating a following, it's creating that presence so that when people think of buying or selling a home, they think of myself, or if you're an agent, they think of you. And they do, you know what? Yeah. Savannah put a good point. The leads they generate are gold. Oh, she's talking about your guys' leads. Yeah. I thought she was talking about the organic leads. Like, yeah, we have gotten a lot of organic leads, but yes, your leads are solid gold. So there you go. Yeah. She got 4 appointments in only an hour and a half of dialing. So I love it. So great job, guys. That's awesome.
That's really
but yeah,
cool.
I mean, video is so impactful. So like Peter, for you, what are some things, because I know between both you and JJ, you guys, both work together in terms of what you're marketing, what you're doing. But Peter, you're kind of like the operations side of things. You run ops. So like, what are you doing to make these ads stand out? Because obviously, I mean, there's a lot of ads out there. There's a lot of static. What are you doing to make things stand out? Like, what makes these things just pop, in your opinion?
For sure. Yeah, a big thing right now is, and it's almost staying ahead of the curve. I know, like, this whole past year, it was big. Everyone was, their headline, because this was the ad copy that was going out, was, like 2 red exclamation marks and then attention blank area homeowners, 2 exclamation marks. And, that still works, but a lot of people are starting to use it. So people are starting to get used to it.
Right.
What I've liked to do is really go with kind of like, obviously emojis are still great. So maybe like a home emoji, and then, calling out a home, like, fantastic single family home in blank. So instead of kind of aggressively targeting the consumer, ease into it a bit. And, if they're interested, or you can say looking for and then whatever you're going for, just to kind of come at it a bit easier, because it's gotten to the point where people are very hesitant. I mean, you see a lot where people will put in fake phone numbers because they think they're going to get blown up. So it's
Right.
If you're coming at it with this very salesy pitch, then chances are that that's the kind of people you're going to get, who are going to really bounce really easily, aren't that interested. So yeah, I would say like lightening up on the emojis and the call outs, and just dialing it down and really focusing on the copy. And like JJ was saying, where kind of describe it and paint a picture in your head has been really a key way for us to really see leads just across all across the board.
Lighten up on the emojis. That's funny. And you know what? That's powerful, because I'm going to tell you guys, like, I have a Facebook coach, and when I was, because, of course, Facebook, if you're going to do it yourself, like, you better be ready to invest a good amount of cash, and you better be ready to really, really, like, understand that there's a lot of testing that's going to happen, and you guys have it really dialed in. So, I mean, amazing job there. And I mean, yeah, even in Hawaii, of all markets, I never thought in my wildest dreams, I was thinking, man, like, Hawaii is going to be a tough market, and we're getting people there. I'm like, okay, we're doing something right. This is great. So, but as far as the Facebook side of things, I actually showed him my ad copy. He goes, your ad copy is good. He's like, but this makes absolutely no sense. He goes, what in the hell are you trying to accomplish here? You got all these emojis, and it's literally like you got an emoji for every single sentence, yet you haven't finished a point. So you're still trying to go through, and you're just distracting people because you just put a random emoji there. Like, you have to be strategic with those. And I'm just thinking, like, I just thought I was doing that to make the page a little more fun, make the ad copy a little more fun. I didn't know. So it was just one of those, like, things where everything has an intent, everything has a purpose. And yeah, I mean, ads are just a total different animal as far as, making sure that you get your stuff seen. I did want to ask you guys, for everyone that's watching, because I know that you did something really interesting that I didn't realize that was so impactful. I saw you guys at one point, you weren't even using landing pages. And I don't know if you still don't use landing pages, or like when I say that you don't use landing pages, you're using a Facebook generated page. You're keeping them all on Facebook. And then I also see that you guys use a couple different things. What are your recommendations, like, for someone that is either just getting started, or someone that maybe is a master at it? And I'll ask, JJ, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts between landing pages and someone that just goes straight to opt in for leads on Facebook?
Yeah, good question. So to talk about the lead form through Facebook real quick, I really like it just because they're not going to a separate page. The landing page is loading up, and then they have to put in their information manually, right?
Right.
And it just takes some more time. So you're having to feel like, or you're having to double pitch them. And landing pages work. They're good for retargeting. They're good for long-term branding, long-term remarketing, all that sort of thing. But to get the most amount of leads and the highest cost or the lowest cost per lead, we've seen the best work with just asking questions in the lead form. And so, but say, hey, we're getting a lot of leads coming in, and they're dog crap, and we're needing the people are like, okay, we need more high quality leads coming in. So that's when, like, okay, that's pretty easy tweak. We can tweak the copy, we can tweak the targeting, we can tweak the photos, but most importantly, we can tweak the questions in the lead form. So instead of just getting full name, phone number, we can ask various amounts of different questions as well.
It's great. What do you think, Peter? As far as same?
Yeah, he covered a lot of the good stuff. And just to come at it from more of an algorithmic point, I mean, Facebook loves Facebook. They're going to push something a little bit farther if they see that it's keeping everyone inside of Facebook. So if you're sending someone, if the learn more button, send them straight to a landing page, Facebook, obviously maybe you're driving for traffic, so it's still going to get a good amount of traction. But the fact that you're trying to keep it as much as possible inside of Facebook, they really appreciate that. So yeah, we found lead forms definitely to be the best, especially because people can get kind of nervous filling out something on another landing page, right? There's a lot of scam sites out there, and if KV Core does a great job of allowing people to have landing pages that look very legit. So that's been really nice. But just for the fact of what we've seen when we've been generating, it's that cost per lead has been much better when we do it on the lead form. And what's nice too is because they're so quick to fill it out, you can even retarget them from that. So it's the best way to get their information, to hit more people that are like them, or to hit them again. So yeah, we definitely prefer lead forms.
I love it. So if I'm brand new to the industry, and because I think this is where a lot of challenges come in, especially for newer realtors, if you're brand new and you're just getting in, I mean, what would you guys recommend for a brand new realtor? And I mean, I think JJ, I think I know where you're going to go with it, because you brought it up a little bit earlier as far as like the organic and video. But I mean, do you think that is a good approach for somebody that's brand new?
So yeah, I mean, I was brand new recently, right? I'm brand new like 6-7 months ago. And my first 30 days, what I did was anything, the traditional route, all traditional, calling for sale by owners, expires, the open houses, just, I mean, branding my own pen and handing it out in Costco sort of thing. Like, it didn't matter. I was doing all the things online. And then I found and figured out a way to do some more free marketing. And as a new agent, a lot of new agents don't have a big budget to work with. And so you want to hit it at as many free ways as possible. So an example of a free way could be marketplace ads. So you can go in marketplace, and as an example of what you could be listing in marketplaces, I'll send you 3 homes for the same amount of rent you're paying right now. And the call to action is for them to send their rent, and you just got to follow up with them and pretty much get them through the pipeline with what's your credit, et cetera. So like that's a really good one, where I started generating just 10 leads a day from that. At least. Yeah, at least.
Wow, that's solid gold.
I got a couple deals out of it, man. And probably spent no more than 2 hours on marketplace so far.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was cool, dude. So I mean, if you could do something like that and be like, okay, now I can invest in some marketing, but on top of that, another free way is just to, like I said, the synergy in the beginning, start creating that video content, start reaching out to other business owners to either interview them or meet with them, people that are not necessarily in your industry. Because if I were to meet, and I actually had this issue, I met like 50 lenders in the span of a month, maybe, because I'm like, wow. Give me a deal. Somebody's got to give me a deal, So, but where I was actually able to get one was someone completely out of my industry who was in sales. So meeting with those types of people is definitely super key as a new agent. But I would definitely recommend going all the free ways as possible with the content, marketplace ads, and all those online based things that you can do free. And then once you start closing some deals, then doubling down on actually some ad spend and things like that with Facebook.
I love it. So there's a low budget strategy so I was a part of quite a few different marketing groups, and something that really caught my attention was, so a lot of people will create Facebook groups. And I mean, I have one myself. I have Inside Sales Mastery. So we post a lot of our stuff in here from there. But when you start a Facebook group, you start it off, and I believe you can even go through like the I think it's USPS.com. You can go to the United States Postal Service, and you can get a list of names and addresses in a specific area. And then you could literally mail out like a quick mailer about, hey, we got this great community group that we're starting. People go in this little mini community group. Now, this does cost money. It's not free, but it is a lower budget strategy. Maybe you've already closed a couple deals. You could literally send out these little mail pieces to have people join this Facebook group. Once they're in the group, from there, you can actually start giving them value add things. You're not saying, oh, I'm a realtor, buy a home for me, because nobody wants that. They're not trying to be sold something. You're just giving them things about the community, events that are happening, current things that are going on, having it be like a forum. Have you guys heard or talked with any agents that have had, I've had a few agents that have actually told me that was majorly successful, and I think it cost them like $500-600. Have you guys heard anybody that's done that?
I haven't heard of anything specifically like that. I know we did hear about one guy who was doing something kind of like that. He was, or I guess a bit different. He was sending voicemails out to his entire client base, like every Friday or every Thursday or something, about like all the events going on that week. So like they're hearing him, they're getting updates on, if there's any cool event going on that weekend. So that's the only thing I've heard close to that, but that's really neat.
Okay. All right. And I mean, you guys are both pretty young, so you probably don't even remember this, but I'm going to date myself a little bit. But I remember when I used to call into like the Cinemark line, where you'd call in and it would be like, here's the movies that are playing today. And they would throw the movies like across there, like it'd be like pre-recorded. I wonder if a guy was like that, like he had something pre-recorded that he just like dropped into people's mailbox. I'm sure he used some technology to do it, but that's pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, that's great. So, well, awesome. Well, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys jumping on. If there was something that you could, Savannah, Matt, no one remembers that. Oh, well. Well, Kristen, I know you remember. Yes, I knew she'd have my back. So, guys, if there was one thing that you could leave everybody with, which, by the way, just so everyone knows, I'm going to actually throw this in the comments, but it's www.revivalmarketing.net. You can also reach out to these guys on Facebook, Instagram as well. JJ, do you guys have a LinkedIn also, I'm assuming?
We do, but I don't have the link for it.
That's okay. That's all right. But revivalmarketing.net is the website to go to if you guys want help with lead generation. Let me tell you, these guys, I mean, they got their lead gen dialed in, and I'm very careful about advocating for anyone who's creating leads until I know that they work. And I'm going to tell you, they work. They really do. And the great thing about what they're doing is they'll change, they'll help you guys change your approach, which Peter, I mean, I know us conversating, talking back and forth. You're very flexible about, hey, if something's not working, you're usually like, you're on it before we even see it. And like, hey, we might want to change this. I mean, there's been times that I've seen you change the ad around, and then all of a sudden it's like all these leads come out of nowhere. I'm like, wow, that was quick. So, and I think that's the most important, because a lot of people believe, or they think that they put out a little bit of money on Facebook, they invest a little bit, and then they don't get their return immediately. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's not working. And a lot of times it's just them being able to see you enough times and get to know a little bit about who you are and what you do. Would you guys agree with that? I mean, as far as time goes, like what does a time frame, that's something I think we should just throw in there too really quick. What does a time frame look like for people to kind of start seeing some results and some success with the, with getting some good solid leads and, actually meeting these people on appointments? What are you guys normally seeing?
Yeah. So as far as leads coming in, I mean, it's pretty immediate. Our process is pretty quick. Where after the onboarding process, 24, 48 hours, their ads are up and running. So they're seeing, as far as that first important thing, like, oh, I'm getting leads, let's go.
Right.
That's 24, 40 hours. And then the next step is when we have our weekly result check-ins, and they're getting a good amount of leads, pretty high quality. Sometimes they want a little bit more high quality. That's when we tweak the ads at that point. But now we know that they have some good conversations week 1, 2, and 3. And then probably week 4 is when we have another huddle call to where, okay, what's your follow-up looking like right now? How are the appointments that you're going on? How are they going? What's your CTA? What's your call to action when you're there? Things like that, and responses, etc. And then really end of month 1 to end of month 2 is when they should start either have at least 1 or 2 appointments to that on the list side, or at least 1 or 2 people they're working with and showing homes and at least getting pre-approved with. And that's when around the month 2, month 3 is where things are very close to the end, as far as conversion rate goes.
I love it. That's awesome. And so you guys do both buyer and seller, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's good. So for everybody that's watching, they're doing both sides of leads, guys. And the great thing about what they're doing is they're, just like Peter had said earlier, when everyone's moving to the right, he's working to slowly move off to the left, because it's the people that are the fast, that are innovative, that are quick thinkers, that are watching the trends and then are realizing, when do I shift from one trend to the next, and when do I forge my own path. One thing, as somebody who markets themselves as a marketer, I know it is really challenging to try and do it yourself. So these guys will help you out significantly. I actually considered doing ads for my clients, and I saw what they offered. I'm like, you know what? It's hands down, these guys know what they're doing. So www.revivalmarketing.net. Anything you guys want to close with? Any other value adds? Anything that you want to let everyone know? Floor is yours.
Yeah, I would say, just to go back to the content thing, for the people that are doing just the standard marketing that's been apparent for the past 10, 15 years, to do something with the ball. Split your content up to 50-50 for a week, 2 weeks, and see what kind of response rates you get, because people want to see that personality. People want to see you away from work. So I think, trailing away from the lead gen side of things, try that 50-50% lifestyle, 50% business, and I really think you'll get a lot more people interested in watching your stuff. So
I love it. That's great advice. And guys, one thing I did want to add as well that Savannah put in, these guys are very responsive. Peter changed up the leads. Man, Peter, you're like the unsung hero. Wow, look at this. Peter's fantastic. He adjusts leads. He follows up. I think I'm just going to turn this podcast over to you, I guess, going forward, man. Jeez. Love it.
JJ's a visionary. He's got the broad view.
But you know what, though? I will say this, guys. When you're doing this lead generation game and you're trying to change things up and, be genuine, be authentic, and don't be afraid of being yourself when you're in front of the camera when it comes. And this is just for all of our audience. Don't be afraid to be yourself and get out there, because ultimately it's having the courage and the ability to get in front of the camera. I know it's tough. I know that, I have a blemish on my face, or, I feel like I don't look so good, or I put on some pounds. Guys, nobody cares. That is called surface level affinity. As long as you are dressed presentable, which I feel like is one of the most important things when you're ever going to get on camera, dress presentable. Obviously, again, depending on what your demographic is, who you're targeting, who you're marketing to, if you are marketing to, if you're marketing to a high level professional, you're going to want to look like a high level professional. If you're marketing to, the music and the, whatever industry, then you can wear punk rock clothes or, whatever it is. But bottom line is, know your audience, and you will grow such a rapport with them because they see you, they get to know you, they get to like you, and ultimately you get indoctrinated. They start to trust you, and that's so important. And I think you guys got a lot of great takeaways that are free things that you can do to grow, but an organic growth strategy with just free does take some time, and it takes a lot of consistency. We've been at it now for over 4 months where we're just consistently posting. We have a content strategy, a rhythm, a plan, and we're seeing a lot of results from it. But it took, I mean, we're 4 months in, we're starting to generate leads. I do run Facebook ads. I'm starting to generate leads from that as well. But it is so vital that I think mixing both of them in is key. I think that really makes a difference. Go ahead,
May I
Kristen.
offer one thing?
Sure.
You know, Matt, how we've been getting organic leads, which is tremendous. You know how many of them have told me, because Matt and I are splitting sales calls right now. Like he takes some, I take some. Yep. And what they've been telling me is, yeah, I saw him on Facebook, but then I went on LinkedIn, and then I went on YouTube, and then I went on Instagram, and then I went, like they look everywhere for you. So I was going to say, if you can even put like a Google channel, or excuse me, a YouTube channel up and just put some videos of yourself, it seems like people have like this litmus test of how successful they may think you are because they see you everywhere. So I would just say, if you can, try to get your, you know, if like your LinkedIn page is, you know, old as the hills, you may want to take, you know, an hour to go update it, because that's what I've been hearing from people that see Matt organically. Like they see him everywhere and they find that, and they're searching out reviews and everything else. So it seems like it's all attached. I mean, I know that sounds like a moot point, but I'm just kind of putting that out there. You know?
No, you added something that actually we didn't really, it's omnipresence. That's really what it is. When someone sees you in so many different places, all of a sudden you become that local celebrity. And it's funny because, you know, I've had people come up to me and they're like, man, you must be really doing well for yourself. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, I see you everywhere. I'm like, well, thanks. I mean, there's no difference. It's like, I mean, still doing well. I mean, life is great, but
it's perception. It's
perception,
their perception. Yeah. That's all you're doing, is you're creating a different perception. And if you could do it for free with, you know, an Instagram channel and YouTube and LinkedIn, and you've created omnipresence for nothing. Does it happen overnight? No. But 6 months from now, you could start getting people in by not, you know, it just takes some time. It takes investment on your time. If you don't have a lot of money to throw at Facebook or any other, you know, platform, do it organically, because we're starting to see it already.
Yep. And Stephanie put
LinkedIn. And it's because Matt has a lot of content in a lot of different places.
Yep. And you're absolutely right. And that's thanks to Stephanie, because she does all the content. So thank you, Stephanie. She posts everywhere for me.
She does.
Because if you don't have someone to do that, it is like you've got to be a time block master. If you don't have someone to do that, it is tough. And Stephanie wrote, LinkedIn's gold right now. We're everywhere, wherever your eyes are, we are there. We have omnipresence. Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing too, we've gotten a lot of traction on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is I think LinkedIn's like an unsung hero right now. So there's a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn. But here's the thing I will tell you guys, and I mean, look, for lack of better words, I should say it. Don't be douchey. Don't be a jerk on LinkedIn. Don't go out there and flood people's inbox with automated bots. A lot of people do that. They're doing these bot messages, and I'm like, why are you sending me bot messages? It's so obvious. I had one guy that sent me this video series about like how to be a better mortgage broker. And I'm like, hey buddy, I'm not a mortgage broker. I really appreciate you. I used to be about 10 years ago, but you probably should alter up some of your, and I asked him, I go, listen, are you open-minded about adding more value into your business? Can I give you some, and I just wanted to help him out because he seemed like a really great guy. No response. I'm like, okay, well, your automated bot only got you so far. You didn't even respond to the human that wanted to help you, but that's okay. Digress. Guys, if you want help though, and you want to really blow things up in your business, these are the guys. I cannot stress it enough. So, and also, hi, Chris Stone. I wanted to give Chris Stone a shout out as well. Chris helps with,
hey, Chris.
Chris also does some of our video editing, and he does an awesome job. And we have a whole team that does it, but Chris is actually also helping with our videos as well, just getting some things out there. So, guys, video is where it's at. It's where the business is going, and it's where you want to be, because people get to know who you are. They get to learn a little bit about you without actually having to call you on the phone. And video works day and night. Doesn't matter. When you're sleeping, video is working. That's the most important thing. Chris Stone does amazing work with video. Stephanie said yes, he definitely does amazing work with video. So he's a great person for video. If you guys want somebody who can help you blow things up even more so. So guys, hey, I really do appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much. This was a great episode, loaded with lots of takeaways. So if you're if you want to cycle back, there's a lot of great stuff that you can go through. Again, revivalmarketing.net. That is REVIVAL, the word marketing.net. I think I got my spelling right. Guys, have an awesome rest of your day, and appreciate y'all jumping on, and we will see you next week, same time, same place. See ya.